All right, so she started singing at local Christmas pageants at age 5. Madelyn Victoria on the Chris Top program.
The Top, broadcasting worldwide on iHeartRadio and Spreaker.com.
Thank you for calling the Attention Deficit Hyperactive Disorder Hotline. If you have ADHD, please press 1. So you do have ADHD. Is this correct? Please press 1. Now that we know the it is only necessary to make your selection. It has been established you do have ADHD. Please. Okay, dude, seriously, if you want help, you're going to have to stop playing with the keypad. Oh, look, it's a shiny ball with bells on it. Thank you for calling the Attention Deficit Hyperactive Disorder Hotline. Portions of the day's programming are reproduced by means of electrical transcriptions or tape recordings.
You can either talk in the Chris Top program.
I am the one and only Chris Top.
You can either talk in the Chris Top program.
Broadcasting live from my lavish studio apartment.
The VCR and the DVD, there was a night of black pride back in 1970. We didn't know about the World War Web was a whole different game being played back when I was a kid. Wanna get down in a cool way, picture yourself on a beautiful day. Big bell bottoms and groove along here, just walking in style with a portable MP3 play. You can listen to the music on the Chris Top program. You can hear the music on the Chris Top program.
This is the Chris Top program.
And I'm the one and only Chris Top, broadcasting live from our lavish home studio here in sunny Clarksville, Tennessee, with an ocean view. And we're pretty Christmased out. We even have garland in the studio. I think, and we have the mammoth Christmas tree as well in the living room. It's pretty impressive. It's like when you walk in, you can almost hear the Nutcracker playing, and you can see elves. There's so much festivity going on. It's pretty insane, actually. So, Kevin, how are you, buddy?
Great.
So you're doing good.
Oh, yeah.
You're good. So I love the intense conversation that you give me when we're on the air. So how was the drive from Chattanooga?
Except for traffic in Nashville, it was great.
Yeah. So
Nice sunny day.
Kevin's like my best friend, and he's come up to spend Thanksgiving with us for this year, and this is like really our first Thanksgiving we've ever spent together, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So we're going to do mac and cheese and stuffing for sure for you.
Great.
Allie's fixing the stuffing, so no promises.
Yeah, she can do stovetop, right?
Yeah, we did a trial run the other day.
Awesome.
She did good.
Good.
She did good.
It's hard to mess up stovetop.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. And we've got some turkey, but I think the main dish is going to be pot roast. And I did a trial run on that too last week, and it was stupid good. It was just stupid good. We're going to buy 2 big-ass pot roasts tonight when we go out. 2 like pretty ones, and we're going to stuff them in the crock pot. And we're going to smell it while we sleep, and we're going to like dream about pot roast.
I hope you have a big-ass crock pot to put them in.
I do. Because the one that I did the other day, there was still plenty of room left. So I'm thinking 2 should fit in there. I hope. So, okay, so how excited are you? And I've been wanting to ask you this, because we got a couple minutes before I get Madelyn on. Every time I look at Facebook, I see Star Wars stuff from you. So
Every time?
Every time I look at Facebook, I see something Star Wars.
You're exaggerating.
No, I'm not. You said you had something the other with Darth Vader on it. I don't remember what it was. What was it?
It's a PlayStation 4 with Darth Vader's head. It's a Darth Vader edition PlayStation 4.
This was shining. It said Darth Vader. Is that what I was looking at?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. See, you've probably got a multiple Darth Vader items.
I do.
So you don't even know what you posted.
See,
that's how serious this is.
Last thing was the PS4.
So you need an intervention. You need to start. No, you do.
I asked
because you said you were at Toys R Us And you needed somebody to come and help you because you couldn't stop buying Star Wars toys.
And no one came.
I liked it.
I had managed to drag myself out by that time.
When you wake up in the morning, I'm going to have like 20 people here. We're all going to talk to you about Star Wars. You need to
Sounds
quit.
like a party. and I've already got drinks here, don't I?
Yeah, you do. You have your Pepsis that have been here since, or your Diet Cherry Pepsis.
Diet Cherry, right.
That have been here since when?
Last time.
Oh, it was back in October or
Museum.
November.
Museum
Yeah,
time.
the museum, yeah. And we haven't touched them. So they're still there. I've given up drinking soda.
Why?
I had a kidney stone last week, and it was extremely painful. I'm not going to get into the details, but I stopped. I haven't had soda in a week. I'll probably have a soda when I go to the movies, just because. But I haven't had a soda in a week, and I swear to you, my skin looks better, and I feel better, and when I pee, it's like a healthy, strong stream. I feel like I'm 18 again. It's like I pee and the water splashes everywhere.
Well, that can be messy, but
But it makes me feel like a man.
of course, I've always drank sodas, but
Right.
not everyone can have a great body like mine. So
True. Very true. Very true. But the kidney stone, I love my Mountain Dew. I mean, any given time you could have come over here and there would have been at least a case and a half of Mountain Dew in my fridge, but not now. So I'm trying
Are you
to.
saying no more Mountain Dew?
I'm not.
All right, what about peanut butter M&Ms?
Dude. Oh yeah, I'm all about that.
Okay.
Yeah, and like when I go out and eat and stuff, I'll probably have a sweet tea. I think it seems like I saw the word Darth Vader spelled out. So I don't know. That's cool though. He's showing me Star Wars pictures right now.
That's my PlayStation 4, which we will play later tonight.
Gotcha.
Battlefront.
I'm sure a Star Wars game,
Yes.
right? Do you have like a Darth Vader helmet or anything you wear like while you play? Or
Comment.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so you're listening to the Chris Top program. We've got Madelyn Victoria that's going to be coming up here because you didn't tune in. I know. To hear me and Kevin talk about Star Wars. Well, I like Star Wars, but Kevin's a geek, so he knows a lot
No, that's not true.
about Star Wars.
Disclaimer alert.
Whatever, Kevin. You could probably tell me anything about Star Wars.
Whether it's true or not,
What was Chewbacca's name, like the actor that played Chewbacca?
I'm not going to tell you. It's Peter Mayhew.
See, I didn't know, but I know for a fact it's Peter Mayhew. And if I was ever on Jeopardy, I would say Peter Mayhew.
I met him at Dragon Con this year.
You did. I remember that now. See, you are a total Star Wars geek.
No.
There's no denying it. Okay, so we're gonna talk with Madelyn Victoria here in just a minute. Okay, I want you to say Magnolia Emporium.
Magnolia Emporium.
Magnolia Emporium.
That's what I said. Magnolia Emporium.
No, not Magnolia Emporium.
I said that. Magnolia Emporium.
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 No, not young. It's Magnolia Emporium.
Handy Randy.
Magnolia Emporium.
704-248-6808. We want your space to reflect your success.
Now, boy, I know why I pulled your ass over. Now, it seems you and I are going to have a conversation about a certain bumper sticker on the back of your vehicle. Now, I don't know if you're new to my county, but out here, the Chris Top program bumper stickers are not widely accepted. Now, we believe that Chris Top consults with the devil and is likely running moonshine up in Norfolk County. Now, you best just take that off, boy, or get out of my county. Now, if I see that sticker again, the right hand of God's vengeance will come down and through me go up your ass and turn you into a model citizen of my Suffolk County. Am I making myself clear, boy? All right, you have a good day now.
you are absolutely, positively, 100% for sure in the right place. This is the Chris Top program. And I want to tell you this. I do not, nor will I ever take any of you for granted, because there's a million other things you could be doing. But guess what? You chose to listen to us, and that makes us feel pretty darn good. Now, I've got a special guest on the show today, and I tried to have Madelyn on last month, but I just things weren't cooperating with me, so I wasn't able to do it. So I'm super excited, and I've got the warm and fuzzy feelings and everything because Madelyn Victoria is here with me today. So how are you doing?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you so much for having me, and no worries about last time. I'm glad that we're having this interview now.
Well, I am too, and I've been listening to your music, and I'm pumped because I'm already a fan, and now I'm interested in getting some inside scoops on some of your songs and what's coming up in the future and all that good stuff that I've been having to wait so long for.
Awesome, yeah.
Yeah. So
well, I'm ready.
But we can be Twitter buddies, though, right?
Definitely. I just followed you.
Okay, good. So anytime I have a question or if I want to, I can just leave it on Twitter.
Yes, for sure, and I'll answer back.
Okay, sweet. So 20 times a day probably is that enough or?
Yeah, that's my limit. 20, and after that,
Okay, gotcha. Because I don't want to seem too creepy or forward or anything like that. So we're good.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So how important is music to you?
I'm sure a lot of musicians have this in common with me. I mean, it's my life. I've been around music my whole life since I was actually born. It's a funny little story where I was being born to George Strait. My obstetrician had George Strait playing in the room, and my family and friends and the family on my mom's side, all they do is sing and play. I mean, we're all together, the holidays right now, and all we do nonstop is play music and get together and have a good time. And music to me is just a natural thing that's always been within me, and something that I'm glad that I can do it professionally. It's my passion and something I can share with everybody.
I bet it's so much fun at your house during the holidays because I bet you guys just break out the instruments and go for it.
Oh heck yeah! I mean it's like I said all night last night we were playing that guitar and singing, old Hank Williams songs. And,
that sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, it's really fun.
So can I come over for Christmas or?
Yeah, hey.
Yeah, just chill out?
You're more than welcome.
Yeah, are you a good cook?
I definitely am. I love to cook.
What's your specialty?
I like to make Mexican rice. Go figure. And also, let's see, I make really good lasagna.
Oh, man.
Those are probably my top favorites.
Oh, just any time you want to sample some of that out, you just let me know for sure.
Send it.
Now, when are you going to be in Nashville?
I actually was just there this past summer, songwriting with some really great songwriters. So I'm not really sure the next time. I know we're planning to do some showcases up there really soon, but we're right now. I'm going to go on the road for my radio tour in January. So I'm focusing on that right now, and I know we're going to stop in Nashville through that radio tour. So January we're looking at, and then hopefully come in maybe during spring break. I always try to get out there and do some more songwriting.
Well, try to come in June so we can see you at the CMA Fest.
Heck yeah, that's another time that I'd love to go. So for sure. Yeah,
I'll be doing live interviews at BB King's, and I would love to pencil you in on the schedule.
For sure, we'll work that out definitely.
Plus, you can bring me that Mexican rice.
I could totally do that.
Well, it'll be at BB King's, so that I can probably work out some kitchen time for you. You can just go in there and whip it right up. And
yeah, I mean, what's better? Interviews, food, live music, yeah.
Life don't get any better than that. And I can just take a nap afterwards.
Perfect.
So it'll all work out. I promise.
Yes.
All right. So what's coming up for you? I know you've got your radio interviews coming up that you just mentioned in January. As far as performances and new music and things like that, what's on the horizon?
Right now, there are so many things in the works for me, a booking agency finally that we're working on and whatnot, because right now I book myself as much as I can everywhere.
Oh, dude, how much work is that?
It's pretty hard, but I love it. I mean, if it's something you love, I mean, everything can be hard in life, but I mean, I love it, and I love calling up the venues, and sometimes it could get a little book me, but begging, no, but it's still, it's a really great, I love it. It's my job. It's what I love. And I've been here locally in the region and in Texas. I got a few shows coming up, really cool shows. Like at the end of December, we're going to have a show with the Eli Young Band. and that's going to be really awesome.
That'll be
they always
fun.
sell out around here. And also February coming up with Aaron Watson. I'm not sure if you know Mr. Aaron Watson, but we're going to do a show with him and some festivals and, doing all that right now. And hopefully get in the studio again in the summertime, and also some showcases in the summertime there in Nashville.
So a lot of exciting stuff. So if somebody wants to sort of track where you're at and stuff so they can come and see you, how do they do that? Do you have like a schedule set up on your website or anything? Yes,
I do. They could go to right now I'm doing some fixing up on my website, but they could still see my schedule and listen to my music at MadelynVictoriamusic.com. And also I put up links all the time on my Facebook and on Twitter. So people can head on over there and listen to me, give myself a like, and that would be great.
Definitely. I've got your back.
Thank you.
I mean, we're Twitter buddies for life, so I'll retweet your stuff and I'll get it out there as much as I can.
Awesome.
Now, when you call these venues, do you want me to be the muscle for you? I can if I need to.
Hey, let's work something out then.
Yeah, I'll call them up. I'll be like, yeah, hiring Madelyn would be the right idea. I could just kind of say it like just real subtle like.
Yeah.
See, I'm really a big pushover, but I could probably sound intimidating on the phone, I bet, if I tried.
No, you could. I could hear it in your voice.
You could just pay me with the Mexican rice and the lasagna, and then we can just, go from there.
Perfect.
For sure.
I like the way you think.
I know. I think with my stomach all the time, Madelyn. I do. I can't help it. It's just it's in my blood.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got two songs, and before we yak too much, I want to make sure I get them both in. Now, the first one I'm going to play, I don't know which one's my favorite. I think He Only Loves Me on the Dance Floor is my favorite, but it's kind of a toss-up for me. So we're going to play Hold On first. And what's this song about? Did you write this yourself or co-write, or how did that work?
Yes, I did. I wrote this. I was up in Dallas living with my best friend and, just sharing my music out there and getting some connections up in Dallas area, which is about 8 to 9 hours away from where I'm at right now. But it's basically a song. If you listen to both He Only Loves Me on the Dance Floor and Hold On, and basically my whole EP, it's just, a little sneak peek and a little preview of all my other material that I've been waiting to record, and, things that people can relate to. Hold On is about holding on to that one person that you meet for the first time, something I'm looking forward to someday, and I write about that, and I know that people can relate to it, and the words, a little more sensual feeling in there and romantic feeling that you can get from there, and I wanted that drum beat to kind of really drive, and yet in my music you always hear fiddle and steel guitar, and that's what I love, and I hope everybody likes it. Yeah, well,
there seems like there's a lot of sincerity and passion in your music. I mean, that's a natural thing. I guess you have to live it. You can't fake it, right?
Exactly, and you just got to love it, like you said, and it comes out in your music, and people relate to it, and that's the best thing and the best part of what I do.
Now, I have to ask you something personal.
Okay.
So this is one of those points where you can just say, Chris, shut up, if you want to. And feel free. We'll still be friends. I promise. I'll still eat your food. That's not a problem. So I think I caught something early. You don't have a boyfriend? You're not in a relationship right now?
No, I am not. I actually, I'm maybe talking to somebody, but we'll see.
So how long have you been talking to this certain someone?
Not very long. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I hope he's not listening.
Oh. What's his name? I'm kidding.
Okay, that's right.
That's where you draw the line. Shut up, Chris. Okay, so just a casual kind of dating kind of thing, nothing serious yet.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. He's in the Army, so.
So what's the perfect guy for you? Does he have to Okay, let me ask you this question. Does the guy that you're with, does he have to understand that music is your first love, or for the right guy, are you willing to make music your second love?
I believe that he would definitely understand that music is my first love, and, whatever he loves is his first love too, and we could just, put it together and compromise, make it work out, and I think that's the way that's the way it works, and I fully believe that, if it's meant to be, it's going to work out, and the guy has to understand, because I got to be on the road, I got to be singing, I got, so, and that's the way it goes. And if whatever his passion is, whatever, I'm the same way. I completely understand. He's got to do his thing, and it all works out.
What if his passion is video games?
I should have been more specific, right?
It's okay. It's okay.
If he was maybe a famous gamer,
right.
So many points.
If he made money at it, that's kind of what it comes down to, right? Right. But it's got to take a special person, I think, to date somebody in the music industry, because you do have to make that your first love, because it's so brutal, and there's so many other people out there that want the same dream, that you have to make it your top priority in life, or you're just not going to make it.
Oh yeah, definitely, and I completely agree with you. And I know they're out there. It takes time, but hey, it works out. I love to listen to Josh Turner and follow his life, and him and his wife are always on the road together and playing, and I love that little relationship they got going on there. It's a nice little relationship.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm excited to let everybody hear this. It's called "Hold On," Madelyn Victoria on the Chris Top program. All right, if you just tuned in, we are talking to the adorable Madelyn Victoria right here on the Chris Top program. The name of that song was called Hold On. And so if somebody wants to get that song, can they yet? Has it been released yet?
Yes, definitely. They could get it off of iTunes, Amazon, any of those online retail stores they can get off of.
Nice. And I do want to say this in my threatening voice to anybody that's listening. If you support Madelyn and you believe in what she does, you love her music, don't steal it. Make sure you go out and you buy this stuff. Just skip a Starbucks coffee one day, buy 5 of her songs. You can buy a whole album if you skip 2 days. Just make your own coffee for once.
Awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, because if you don't get money for this, it's hard to keep pushing forward.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I want to see you go as far as you can because I think you're super talented.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm trying and keep on keeping on.
Yeah. So what's the reaction like when you are in public and you're singing for audiences and stuff? Do they scream and like throw stuff at you, or are they like, do they love you, or what's the feeling like up there?
Oh man, yeah, they throw so many things at me. You know,
guys throw you phone numbers, or like, Madelyn, will you hold my hand? I really like you. Is that the reaction?
Funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit. No, ever since my first big show, there's all sorts of different kinds of performances. I really do love acoustic, up close and personal shows. We do a lot of those. Me and my brother, he's my guitar player, and we do a lot of those. We do the dance halls, the honky tonks, the 4 hours plus of dancing and the covers for the people. And also I throw in a lot of my originals, but then my favorite type of performance are the big concerts. And that's just something that was struck me like lightning. Like I knew I was going to be doing this for the rest of my life when I first opened up for the Jonas Brothers back when I was a lot younger.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah. And especially at the time I was a teenager and, they were so big and just being a part of that for the first time ever. I was 16 and I just knew that was going to be one of my goals, and to really perfect that showmanship of mine. And the people, man, I want to engage them as much as I can. Right now, not a lot of people know my music, so when somebody's not familiar with something, or when they hear it, it's a little hard for them to get into the show. But I kind of try to find a way to really engage them into my performance. And a lot of people seem to like my originals when I'm performing. That's what I do get the most of. Of course, they say all the compliments and whatever, which I don't really like to talk about, but they say nice things.
You're just too modest. You can you can talk about that stuff if you want. I won't judge you.
Everyone's just so awesome, and when they tell me about my songs, and the thing that means the most to me is when they tell me, that song, I seriously thought it was a cover that you were doing, but that's
cool.
your song.
Yeah.
So, wow, when can I get it? And a lot of people want to hear so much more of my music, but I'm waiting for the day. We're working on it to get more and more of my original stuff out there, and that connection that I get with them through my songs on my live performances is the best.
It's a tough obstacle for any songwriter to overcome when you're playing any kind of a venue, whether it's Nashville or some small bar somewhere in Oklahoma. You play your music and you just hope that at least 2 people are going to listen.
Yeah.
Because they're there, they're eating, they're drinking, they're talking to friends, and a lot of times it's hard to get their attention.
Yeah.
But once you do it so many times and people see your face more often and they start to learn your songs, it's a pretty good feeling, I bet.
Oh yes, definitely. It's progressed and it's here around Texas it's getting a lot bigger, and I'm really thankful for that, and I thank everybody who are more supporters and on all that. I thank them.
Mm-hmm. What is your definition? And you seem like a really humble person, so I want to ask you this: what's your definition of success? When do you know, or when in your mind do you think you've made it to that point?
Well, like you said, I try not to say so much of when I'm talking about myself, but I know that I have this feeling, and what's within me is when I know that I'm selling out my shows all over the nation, and when I can pack that house up, and that's when I know that I've made it, and that's when I know that that's where I want to be. Sometimes I feel like there's going to be a lot more, but that's what I could honestly admit and say, that when that day comes and I'm selling out my shows on a nationwide tour, that's it. That's when I know that I've made it big.
Have you heard any of your songs on the radio yet?
Yeah, I have.
Mm-hmm.
I heard it. I tuned in. It was an actual FM radio station up in Canada. I tuned in to hear that. But the first time I ever heard my song was here in my region. We have one station called it's FM 100 KTEX, and they it's a clear channel or Cumulus station owned or something like that. And a lot of people kind of around here were like, oh, you're a local artist, and they don't play a lot of local artists or any artists that are not from Nashville, but they started to play me, and I'm really thankful for that, and that's really helped me a lot and boosted me a lot. And I remember the day I was at a gig on South Padre Island here in Texas, and they kind of already told me they were going to debut my song, but you really don't realize what's going on until it's actually even happening, and when you do hear it for the first time, it's like you still don't know what's going on. It's kind of just so surreal. And I was done with my gig, and then I was like running to the parking lot to turn on the radio to see if I'm coming on, and there it was. They featured my song for the first time, and I was with a lot of my family and friends, and it was just once again another strike of lightning. Knowing okay, this is I'm doing something right. I look in the past and I think, okay, I'm so much further than I was before. I'm not necessarily there yet, but I know that if I keep going, it's just going to, keep growing. So, yeah.
So I bet that is a cool feeling when your song goes on the radio and your family and friends are around. And wow, I'll never experience that, but I can live stuff like that through you when you tell me these stories. So it's really cool for me.
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad you're entertained. Get some popcorn.
When can we look for even more music from you? Like as far as CDs or LPs go, or is this stuff in the works, or is this something you're thinking about right now?
Yeah, definitely. I hopefully in the summertime, that's when I really want to start recording again. My first album. I've had 2 EPs, and this is my second one. The first one's not really available anymore, but because I plan to re-record some of that stuff that I first did, and now I really want to do my first ever album. I have plenty of material. I have my own, just list of my songs, and also I do love to listen to a lot of local songwriters and Texas songwriters and hear their stuff and really want to record their stuff too one day. But like I said, I have so much stuff, and there's actually another song that people can hear on YouTube that's a live recording performance, and we were opening it up for another band here in Texas, and it's kind of, you can hear my song in there, and nothing's edited or audio tuned or nothing. That's like, my raw voice, which I'm like, when people hear it, but they can hear it. It's called Highway of Dreams, and that's not on the EP. They can't purchase it yet, but it is on a little preview again of that song that I'll be recording in the summertime. It's called Highway of Dreams, and a lot of people seem to like that one too, so yay.
Well, you're on the right track. You're doing something right.
Yeah, I like to think so.
Yeah, now when you're not recording or singing or hanging out with this guy you were telling me about, what do you do for fun?
I actually just today, just a little earlier, my cousins were flying in from Georgia and different places, and we went straight to go fishing. I had to go pick them up at the airport, and then we love to fish. So we love to hunt and fish and do all those country things. And I don't necessarily say I love to fish. I love to catch. We love to catch. We're always catching fish and big old red fish and drum and trout and you name it. And it's my favorite thing to do. It's like really relaxes me, and where I can actually get a lot of inspiration. I still tie it within my music. It's something that inspires me out there, or I get a thought that I wouldn't be able to get, being busy or doing, so many things throughout the day. Something to go out there and relax and really do what I love and be with my family and friends is just what I love to do. I also love to dance, which you could probably guess from my single. He only loves me on the dance floor, but I love to go out dancing. And
now, what kind of dancing are you talking about? Are you talking about like line dancing or like dirty dancing or what?
Well, I draw a fine line when it comes to dirty dancing.
Yeah, can you shake your booty?
I do shake it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I love every type of dance. I can dance, two-step, line dance, salsa, even waltz and all that. I used to be a dancer, like, growing up, high school and all that, little training here and there. And I love it, and another goal of mine is to be on Dancing with the Stars one day. Maybe that'll happen, but I love dancing, everything.
Well, that's cool, because a lot of people that I talk to, a lot of independent artists, they don't know how to dance, and I think that's pretty important, kind of, sort of, when you're coming up, because there's so many people that can dance and that can sing and have a great stage presence. So any little extra you can have is just going to help you, be an advantage for you.
Definitely on stage, and it helps everything.
Now, what about videos and stuff like that?
I have a music video on YouTube right now. It's called, for my single "He Only Loves Me on the Dance Floor." People can type my name, or that's my song title, and they could get it on there and watch it. We filmed it here in San Antonio at Cowboys Dance Hall. It's a really famous dance hall here in Texas, and did that. I had a lot of fun. And you can see that in the video. It's a real simple, but yet, you get the idea of what the song is about. And I hope people can go to it and search it. And then again, my live recording of my song, it's also video, Highway of Dreams. People can look at that online. Yeah.
Now, if a little girl came up to you and said, Madelyn, I think you're beautiful and you got a great voice, and I really want to get into the industry and I want to start singing, what kind of advice would you give a little girl?
Well, that's what I love to do. Actually, I also love to do what I do, to be a role model out there and really hopefully inspire people to do what they love, and especially if what they love to do is what I love to do. And I've had that a couple times. If she's a little girl and she comes up to me and I know maybe elementary school, let's say, and I say, stick with your music programs, whether it's band and choir. Stick with that and keep yourself involved in that. Listen to your favorite singers out there that you love to sing, and learn their songs and learn the national anthem. Start asking your community around there. Put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to start saying, I'm a singer and I could do this for your event and I could do that. And ask your parents if they'd like to help you out too. And it just starts to spread and get on out there. And then eventually, if this is the right thing for you, you start to pick up that guitar and start songwriting. Because I feel like if the songwriting, that's where it's at. That's what's going to make you, like right now, I could be going through dry spells in my career or not, but as long as I'm writing and my creative process and my creativeness is there, and something that one day people are going to listen to all the material you have, then that's worth it. Things may not be always going your way, because that's the way it is going to be in this industry. It's a really tough industry, but knowing that you have your craft and you're honing your craft and you're really developing yourself as an artist, that's where it all matters. The substance and the love from the beginning, always keep that within you. So I've had this talk with a couple little girls already, and even other bands that are even around my region. Like, they ask me, how do you go from just booking yourself? Like, how does that happen? Well, it's hard, but you gotta do it. You just have to suck it up and get out there, and you never know. My biggest thing is, you go out and I love to say, you go out to the field and you start, planting your seeds, and God will bring the rain, but you got to do that work, and then the rest comes. Doors will open. So.
Is it easy for you? Because I know we've determined that you're a pretty modest person. So is it difficult for you to go out there and just sell yourself?
At first, it kind of was like, I don't know, but for some reason, I've just had this within me. I wouldn't say that it's hard, but I really don't find it hard in a way where I try not to see it like as if I'm trying to push myself on there. And it kind of just works out. Because I have a lot of faith in these doors that open, even when they close, I know with all my heart another one's going to open. So keeping the faith in that and getting out there is what keeps me going. And I, like I said, I really don't like to talk about myself and boast about myself. I let my performances do that for themselves. If they want to see me, I get out there and say, hey, I have a show on this day. Come on out if you want to book me or not, or look at my music videos, and if you like me, then book me. If not, then thank you. Or I could do that, or give me that chance. Like, just give me one chance. Let me get out there in your venue. If it's the crowd don't like me, don't ever book me again. If they do, then we got something going on. So that's usually my 3 ways of doing my little business with
and you know, the thing with that is too, I have a lot of people tell me, Chris, you know, you would be such a great salesperson just because of my attitude, my personality and stuff, but I'm really not. I mean, I could go out and try to sell a car, but I could never do it. Now, but if it's something I believe in and something that I use and I love, then I'm excited about it, and I'm really overly positive, and I could probably sell it. So it just shows, I think, that you believe in yourself.
Yes, I do. I do. I believe in myself, and then it also helps when you're surrounded by the right people who also believe in you. You know, my family, my mom and dad, my brother, who's always performing with me. If it weren't for them believing in myself, you know, this would be a lot harder. So and then also your friends, you know, you want to surround yourself by the right people and people who truly support you, because, you know, you could lose a lot of friends in this industry as well if you're always out there in the spotlight, and people don't understand that, and they don't understand, you know, that it doesn't mean anything. It's just something that you love, and you just got to surround yourself by all the right people, and I truly believe that too.
Okay, so hypothetical situation for you. Say you're at some big record studio in Nashville. It could be any number of studios because they're all there. And you're in an office, and the president of the company is sitting right in front of you. Now he looks at you and he says, "Yeah, Madelyn, you're pretty and everything, but you're just not any good. You just need to go home. You need to cook Mexican rice. That's all you're good at." You know, what would you say to him, or how would you take that advice, as harsh as it may be?
I never really, I haven't had anything too harsh like that, but, you know, there actually has been situations, and I honestly, like, I like to have a bulletproof kind of mindset whenever I'm in situations where I know that something could go bad, whether it's a competition or like that, an interview, a meeting, you know, with an executive or something. But I would probably laugh and smile and shake his hand and say, well, you know, kind of, you shall see one day. I will prove to you that I don't need to prove to him to anything. I just shake it off right away and laugh. I probably would laugh. That's what I do, and smile and kill him with kindness.
Right.
And I would just say, you know, when you see me, you know, making it big one day, you're gonna say, "Oh man," or "I'll shoot," or not necessarily. I don't like
whatever it is you say, you a-hole.
You should assign me. No, but and I also see it like that wasn't the right person for me. I don't really like to say, "Oh, he's bringing me down," or, you know, I'm not going to succeed anymore. But the way I see it, whenever anybody says anything negative to me, is I see it as, okay, this is not because, you know, maybe he is a bad guy and but, you know, he just wasn't the right person to work with. And I see that there's a better one in the next room, or the better one just a couple weeks down will give me a call, you know? Yeah. You never know. So,
and I like asking that, because there are so many up and coming artists that listen to this show, and it's nice to hear input like that, because you're going to get the door slammed in your face so many times, more so than the yeses. So it's nice to hear how you would deal, I guess, with something like that.
Yeah, definitely, and it helps you. You know, it's just something that's gonna, you know, because if you get down, I mean, it's just gonna, man, you're not gonna want to get out there anymore, and it's gonna put a hold on your career. So that's the perfect way to see it, and I believe that's the truth. You know, it's not because you suck. It's because that person wasn't the right person to work with.
Right. Okay, now, very important, the most important question I'll ever ask you. You ready?
Yes.
All right. Take a deep breath if you need to.
Okay.
So we're good? Okay. We got it all out. Think about fishing. Okay.
Okay.
So if you could have any superhero power, what would that power be?
Ooh, good one. I watch a lot of action. I do watch a lot of superhero movies and action, you know, movies and whatnot. And if I had...
Okay, hang on just a second. You just gave so many dorks in the world hope when you said that. Because there are so many guys out there right now who are like, ooh, I might have a chance with Madelyn. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's so funny. But I love all kinds of movies, especially those. But if I had probably strength, if I could do, like, you know, because I'm so little and I'm only 5'2", and for me to, like, you know, kind of trick people about that, like, they wouldn't know how strong I was, and don't mess with me, you know, I'm walking around the corner, and, you know, and I could, you know, that would be so cool. I could just, like, with a flick of my finger, just, like, you know, toss a bad guy away. So I would love superhuman strength.
That'd be cool. I mean, just like, because I know you're tiny, and you come up and you could just like kick somebody's ass. That would be really cool.
Heck yeah.
I'd like to see that.
I would love that.
Yeah, I'd pay to see that for sure. Okay, now we're going to run out of time before we know it. We're technically already out of time, but I'm going to play this other song, and I've got one more question for you when we come back. And this one's called "He Only Loves Me on the Dance Floor." So, in 10 seconds, where did this song come from?
This song came up about 4 years ago. I wrote this with the influence of going to the dance halls and seeing the relationships that happen, however anybody wants to take this in their perspective. It's about, he only loves me on the dance floor. And a lot of girls like that out there, and I wrote it for everybody out there, and I'm glad a lot of people are liking it, and thank you guys for listening in.
All right, so here we go. He Only Loves Me on the Dance Floor, Madelyn Victoria on the Chris Top program. He Only Loves Me on the Dance Floor, Madelyn Victoria. If you just tuned in, you missed a great show. Make sure you go back and listen to the archive show on iHeart or Stitcher or on Spreaker, on the ChrisTopProgram.com, and listen to the first song, Hold On. Great interview. I mean, we've been having a good time talking about food and fishing and music and all kinds of stuff.
Yes, it was awesome.
Yeah. Now, I have one final question for you, and this is the question. All right?
All right.
Okay. So 5 minutes, that's all you got. You can't ask me for any more. You can sit down with one person and talk to them. This person could be living, dead, doesn't matter. Who would it be?
You know, like you said a little earlier, that could be either a hard one or an easy question, and that kind of is easy for me because I have been reading about Johnny Cash and listening to Johnny Cash's music my whole life, and something about his life that really impacts me. And he had such a hard one. You know, he had a lot of struggles as far, you know, everybody knows that. And reading about him, you know, it first starts off when I would look at him and I was a lot younger. He reminded me of my grandfather. And my grandfathers both didn't sing, but I thought if my grandfather was a singer, he'd be just like Johnny Cash.
How
so
cool
that
is that?
kind of,
yeah,
it kind of related that to me. Like I was drawn to that as a little girl, like, you know, grandfather figure, and then just knowing and going back to his songs and his music, and also his faith in God, and even though the struggles, and that's what this life is about, you know, the struggles and what we do and how we overcome them. So listening to his music, and you know, when he's even quoting scripture in his gospel albums, and you know, then going to a jailhouse and you know, getting them all rowdy, I just think that's what life is overall, and why I would love to sit and talk with him, even if it's for the 5 minutes, and just let him know how much I wouldn't say adore, but how much he inspired me, and how much he inspires me.
Sure.
Wow.
I would like to hear you do a cover of maybe Ring of Fire or something.
You know, I do a cover of Ring of Fire. I cover that live. I have Folsom Prison online.
You have Folsom Prison too?
Yes, you can go to YouTube.
Tweet me the links.
Yes, I will definitely tweet you the links right after this interview.
Yes, I want to hear that. I bet you tear it up.
Yeah.
You're just a little spitfire, I bet, aren't you, up on stage?
I'd love to be. Yeah, I just get really into it. So
you come out all in black and like, you know, you have that look
Hello.
on your face, I bet. Like, don't look at me like that. Don't do it. I'll
say
kill
hello.
you.
I'm
Yeah.
Madelyn Victoria. Start off my set.
Well, hey, thank you for taking time out of your day to be on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And like I said, your family, anytime. You just let me know.
Yes, I hope we can see each other in June.
I hope so. If we don't, it's your fault.
It will be.
Yeah. Or we'll blame it on Michael. How about that?
Yeah, we could do that.
All right. Well, I guess we'll talk again soon. And if you'll hang tight just for a second, I'm going to close the show out. But I want to thank everybody for listening. I promise you I don't take you for granted. And I'll be broadcasting again in about 8 minutes, so you'll definitely want to stick around. We still got two very talented artists coming up for sure. So until I broadcast again, please remember this. Life is good. I'm gone.
Maybe a dark things might be looking grim. I guess it's time for an acronym.
2, 3, 4.
W will be